Hello everyone, it's Sloth and we are revisiting Golgari archetype, a very interesting deck because it will use Skeletal Swarming, the card that I know you guys love. And I must say, after playing today games, I'm slowly starting to understand why, and I might be in the church of Skeletal Swarming. Slowly, but it's pushing me there. And yeah, this card for in a lot of games today did so much work that I guess it deserves some respect. So, the card will be used, you will see the games with it, and that will be pretty awesome. About the deck, we are at 64% win rate. We played 11 games, so I think that's already telling something. Generally, I do like Golgari because, like, very often, all you need to win the game is Meathook Massacre with enough mana. And Golgari really has tools to do it. We will talk about it in deck intro, but this is one of the reasons that I wanted to play Golgari today. Originally I wanted to go for something else, but I felt just with all the Boros spam, it's just so useful to, ramp this 1-2 extra mana and just sweep everything and see them scoop. And that being said, look what we have here, 3-0 against Boros. How not to have your heart warm and fuzzy after seeing this, and I think we really can deal with Boros pretty nicely. We have a lot of live game, and yeah, as always I mix the segments. It's about stats, we will talk about deck later. So those are the stats, enjoy and let's go into the deck and see what's up. Oh, and especially for this one person in the comments that will tell Sloth, it's not 67% win rate, it's 64. I didn't close the last game when I was recording the stats. I closed the game and now we have one more win, because that's what we are. We are winners, right? So you have your 67%, 8-4, that's the final stats for the deck. And with that being said, let's go into the deck list. Alright, and we are in the deck, finally. You will see how we make Skeletal Swarming working in this deck. And honestly, I think this shell is even better than the previous one in a way. In a way, that's a keyword, because it's more of a control shell, the standard one that we were always playing, and it has a lot of parts from mono black. So by default, it's extremely strong shell. And I really think the Skeletal Swarming fits here really well. Like, it's basically having the same function as Lolth, just as automatic thing that is harder to remove. Against Lolth, enemy can kill her sometimes, and then you lose all the value. Against Skeletal Swarming, like most of the decks cannot remove them forever. So basically you get stuff for free every turn, and you can make sure that you will kill something on your end of the board, because we have Sculptor Merchant, creature that can kill anything that you own and make it into money. So we really like this one. So of course you can sacrifice one of your skeletons, draw a card, and for 2 mana you basically make 2 new skeletons if enemy doesn't want to kill them, because he knows how the card works. And yeah, that's the start for the deck. Of course you have Meathook Massacre because it's insane card. I like the addition of March of the Wretched Sorrow. It really helps against Boros. It's a bit slower, and with this card the second part, like this spell costs 2 less for each card exiled this way, really use these guys. Very often you will lose the game with full hand of cards. You don't want to do it. Casting this for 1 mana and removing additional 4-drop or something like this insane is worth very often your half of your hand. So don't be scared to use this one, it's insanely good. And you will see in one of the games, or 2 of the games, I don't remember, that this can change the game drastically. Okay, we have Eyetwitches. Eyetwitches are amazing, of course, with Deadly Dispute, of course with Sculptor Merchant, but also they are great with Skeletal Swarming and things like this. Like, everything works together here. Innkeeper heals quite a lot, and this is one of the parts for the deck I really like. If we are going green for the Skeletal Swarming, why not take this ramp? It's basically 2 mana, a small Deadly Dispute without card draw, yes, but when you play Lolth, you get 2 spiders, it means 2 life. When you cast Skeletal Swarming, every turn you probably will get 2 skeletons, so it's additional 2 life. Suddenly this becomes a huge target for removal, and they very often will cast like the Magma Roil or Royal Eruption, whatever it's called, just to kill this. And usually they don't start with it because they don't respect this card enough, and after you heal like 4 HP or something crazy like this, they think, okay, I messed up, I need to kill this creature because he heals more than I deal with direct damage spells, and that's what we want. And we also have like March, Meathook Massacre, like we have so much healing in this deck that it really helps, and I think that lately with all the Boros you really want some life gain into the deck because otherwise you might just get burned. We also will play a red mono burn deck, so you will see how insanely effective Innkeeper can be. Alright, other than this we have standard Blood on the Snow. We don't have a lot of targets, but Lolth and Skullport Merchant is enough. We have Invoke Despair. This is a key card together with Skeletal Swarming, and don't be afraid to cast it just for the card draw. I like having a lot of bindings because I find that the more lands you have, the better games you have, and we very often whiff on lands, and with treasures you can cast it for 3 mana basically. The 4th mana will be a treasure, and when you can ensure that in 2 turns you will have 1 additional land, this might be the missing part to cast this Invoke Despair on Blood on the Snow. So there's that. On the lands, you want to cast a black land every single turn, preferably the snow land, of course, because you have Invoke Despair and you definitely don't want to have 2 forests or Boseiju and forest and then on turn 5 see, oh, I cannot cast it, or you need to waste additional treasure just because you played your mana wrong. So always go for the black unless you are sure that you will need something for the Innkeeper, or 1 green for both of those. Okay, and this is the deck. For my final impressions, I think that the win rate tells it all. This seems to be pretty strong deck, and I know on the big sample the results are also above 50%. It's really decent deck. And this is one of the few that makes Skeletal Swarming an extremely good card here. So I think it's worth a shot. I know you like this kind of deck, so you'll probably try it anyway. And for the rest of the cards, you have it crafted by now. So not really big investment and quite a lot of fun. I honestly think Golgari is one of the archetypes that really have great matchup against like Boros and all the aggressive decks, because whenever you can cast Meathook Massacre with some ramp, it usually closes the game. Yeah, I very often lose the game because I lack 1 single mana to finish the whole board and heal for 7 or something crazy like this. And with Golgari you always have this additional mana. Here usually in the form of treasures, and it's extremely important while you are being on the draw. On the play it's a bit more manageable, but on the draw, when enemy has good start, you just need something to ramp or you will never catch up. And the fact that those creatures are creatures, so for example Talia doesn't hurt it, you can ramp while Talia is on board, and this is huge because you just need 1 good Meathook Massacre during the whole game and you will win. Also March, yeah, it helps with everything. The fact that you can basically have this 1 treasure and exile 3 cards and deal 6 damage just because you got this 1 single treasure in key moments, and you will see it. It's not like me telling a story. You will actually see those plays in the video, so you will know exactly how big of a difference it made. So I really like this fact, and March is one of my favorite removals. It's a bit slow, but it has so much flexibility, and the fact you can remove Planewalkers is insane. So that being said, if you like the decks, if you enjoy what we are doing here, don't forget to subscribe. I know most of you are not subscribed, and that's fine, but consider subscribing. It's like 5-10 seconds from your time. It helps me, it probably helps you because you see all the cool decks. We are trying to make them daily, so why not, right? And I really appreciate it, so thank you for anyone who did it. Yeah, and that being said, enjoy the games, and I really hope they were cool. I think they were, so enjoy. Okay, whenever I see a ramp into Invoke Despair, I'm quite happy person, so we'll go there. Let's start with the Deathcap Glade. As long as we play Blackland, we are happy. Yeah, this one is not what we want. Yeah, no reason to not play this one. Actually, we might make a stop, just to show that we have something, because it seems like Infernal Grasp. Alright, probably that was a giveaway, but we got what we wanted. And ramp is nice, because enemy is probably a bit pressured to play something, because he's falling behind, and when he taps out and we invoke Despair, it might be Kaito. Okay, Vanishing Verse. I think we just... Oh man, actually, the Swarming, right? It seems pretty good. Yes, it's all coming together. That's a skeleton. The good part about this is the fact that enemy will get pressured into doing something, so he needs to tap out, and then we play the Invoke Despair when he taps out. Meathook Massacre would be great, but we probably want to leave it. Like, we have a lot of mana, and at some point he probably will play a creature. On the bad side, skeletons are not the most threatening cards in the world. Wandering Emperor. That's actually really good for us. Okay, maybe not great, but we'll get more stuff and we get double cards and he has nothing. Of course we trade one of our best cards, but we get double skeleton and he got nothing. So I'm pretty happy about this turn. The problem is that we don't have any value really. Okay, I guess we have to go with the stuff that we have. So this will be Merchant. I honestly think the Meathook Massacre is worth it at this point. Like, we will have cards from the skeletons with the Merchant. And he needs to answer our creatures first, so it will be really hard for him to like also mitigate all the stuff that we are doing. Now it seems worse, but I still think it was good call. Trample. It's definitely not the best card though. That I can say. If we attack together, he needs to block both, right? And that's good for us. Can you? Can you? He might also block the Skullport Merchant, which is worse, but we have Takenuma. That's okay. Right now Lolth needs to die if he wants to get a card. Yeah, that's a lot of triggers. We sacrifice the treasure. Let's do it right now. I want to see what we get. It might be something important. Like Invoke Despair. Yes, the play. Everything calculated. We knew exactly that we will get it. Man, like, Skeletal Swarming is creating so much pressure right now. Okay, this one is really good for him. But I still think we will have something to do, you know, to work around it. Of course, Blood on the Snow doesn't work right now. He doesn't have good blocks. If he wants to use Warden, he needs to sacrifice the shield, and he doesn't really want to do it. Okay, great. And Meathook Massacre is doing the Meathook Massacre things. And what do? We get two skeletons. Like, he won't... Okay, he might attack, because he wants to get... Yeah, but then he needs to remove the shield, so... I think this is better. We might even go for the removal. Yeah, that's definitely the play. Necrotic Fumes. Definitely. And we can play the land, the Necrotic Fumes. I want to target this. And, you know, just get rid of this, maybe. Like, we are getting the value. Look at this stuff. And, of course, double skeleton, because why not? Like, enemy is playing every turn his best cards in the deck, and we just nullify them completely. The problem is that at some point we need to refill, so I hope the Skullport Merchant doesn't die. Well, this is definitely not something that makes a difference. I will do this because this is always value, and I want to make sure that merchant will get some value. Yeah, and that was enough. Like the card draw. The card draw was something that he realized he cannot beat. Alright, so we are not on the play, but we have very good draw basically. Because we have Eyetwitch into the Dispute, into some removal and ramp, or just Invoke Despair. And we finally have Beholder, the pet that I was trying to get for so long. I actually played all the midweek magic, because I heard you can get it there. So yeah, that was my level of desperation for this one. Also, we are playing against Boros Reanimator, so it might be hard. We don't have like direct counter spells, and the moment they attack with something, it's already a bit late. So this might be really harsh. I definitely want to get as much mana and stuff as possible. Like those cards don't really matter. Removal might, but it's not as good as just drawing clans. We need a very stable mana base. It's not good enough. They will just take the plane if we Field of Ruin this. We don't have a creature. We can go up to 4 mana. That's not good enough. So for now we are just going for swamps. And hopefully... Oh, we actually need to discard the card. That's a bit insane. You might hate me for this, but I think this is just way too slow. Like, we will play Invoke Despair every turn and hope to kill the enemy as quickly as possible. Removal is amazing. Deadly Dispute might be a thing. Okay, let's go for the Deadly Dispute. I think the runtime is over and we have no creatures. So, okay, Skeletal Swarming. You get the pass this turn. The single turn. Enemy will be able to cast it next turn. Like, is this really the play? Like, sure, why not? Let's start making some skeletons, because we really need to kill the enemy as quickly as possible. So maybe they will help, you know? That's Invoke. Oh, Sanctuary Warden is actually quite okay. We just need to get rid of this small token somehow. We probably won't, right? Smork? Oh yes, please do it. Yes, that was my silent hope that he will do it. Like, he might invoke justice, but I'm happy at this point. And of course we got more skeletons. Okay, I am redeemed. I am a Skeletal Swarming disciple right now. Sure, get your funny one creature. And let's do it again, right? We just freaking do it again. Oh, now he's smarter. Now he is smarter. So what is the play? Like, this is a serious attack. And he might remove the counter and get another token, and he probably will. I think Lolth... We could also just kill this. You know what? This actually seems pretty good. Also, we get the ramp, right? This is just one shield counter, yeah. We don't even lose the thingy, the to life, it seems. Unless we healed somehow, I wasn't noticing. And yeah, we get more and more skeletons, so actually enemy dies next turn unless he plays something, which is pretty insane, not gonna lie. Okay, I'm a bit scared about this one. Voltage Surge, not the worst. This is our turn, right? Yeah, our end step. But you know, that's a ramp. That's a lot of skeletons. We really want to kill this, right? We definitely play this land. Man, I hope for a trade so much. If we cast Lolth, will it change anything? Like, we get the tokens, but I don't think it's worth it. We just need to smork enemy so freaking hard. Yes, do it. Unfortunately, he's smart. I could cast that the dispute maybe. But why would we? If we can just Meathook Massacre. Oh, okay. I get it. So we have 3 mana out of this. So let's play like this. Let's ramp for the future turn. Let's draw some cards. And now we Meathook. However enemy wants to play, it's always the wrong thing. Oh, but like I have to say, this Skeletal Swarming seems to be insanely fun here. Yeah, and we keep getting them. Enemy, by the way, played a heavy creature or reanimated something every single turn, since like 4 turns. The fact that we even are in this game is pretty insane already. And honestly, I think we are still winning it, right? Death Touch. Like, maybe we bait him. Do you want this 1 damage? Yeah, I think he didn't mind so much. We cannot kill the creature, but you know, we have other ways. We just win, right? Skeletal Swarming. Okay, I'm redeemed. I'm in the church of Skeletal Swarming after this game. And that's the 2 damage. Beholder went crazy and so did I. That was amazing, really. Oh man. Like, what the hell is this hand? This might be the only time ever in history of Magic that I'm considering taking a 1-lander. Because if we hit any other land, we are also on the draw, so we have like 2 cardos before we get screwed. And then we can go forever. Like, we have so much ramp, so much card draw. I will try it. I think it's a good choice. We only need to hit 1 land this game and the rest will follow. And with Meathook Massacre and all the treasures, like, we can sweep whatever enemy will play, probably. And we might be rewarded for our plays, right? You sneaky thingy. Ah, he's so happy. Shooting lasers everywhere. Yeah, I wanted this one so long. Alright. We actually keep drawing lands, that's really good. That's really good. Not gonna lie, this is one of the most perfect draws. So we need to ramp into Skeletal Swarming as soon as possible. Yeah, sure. I actually really am happy with this one, because it means that the merchant might live. Enemy is also mana screwed a bit, which is even better. No instants, and now there. So he has 2 mana removal. Infernal Grasp, I would say. I think you usually play like 1 of those. If you overdo it, you just are left with removal that doesn't remove creatures. So it's Infernal Grasp and he should do it right now. When we get the treasure, we can sacrifice it in response. That's not something he wants. And he did it wrong. Do we punish him? It's either this or Skeletal Swarming. Honestly, I think this can win us the game. And first of all, you are here for the Skeletal Swarming, so it is... Oh, yeah, okay. That was anticlimactic. But, you know, win is a win. Alright, we are going first with exactly what we want. Turn 2 will be rough. No, it won't, because we need only black mana, so we can cast those on curve. Perfect. Right, our new friend. We totally ditched the laser dragon, but now we have laser beholder, so it's a win-win. Basically. Okay, and we get a little bit punished, because that would be a good play for the future turn. So, for some reason this comes to my mind as Reanimator, and not like Boros, but they might be casting, like using Boros, so hard to say, hard to say. We probably get pests, right? Oh, nothing. So there is a high chance it's Reanimator. I don't know why they play Snarls, but for some reason it makes more sense. Like, pests are actually a 2/2 creature, so you know. Hashtag value. But still it's Lolth. We need to ramp into Lolth as soon as possible. Like, I guess we could Innkeeper, but it doesn't seem like, you know, worth 2 extra treasures. Yeah, so this is Reanimator. Man, those snarls, just a dead giveaway. Like, yeah, that's what we have to do. We need to pressure them as much as possible, because it will be hard to keep up with them. March. They can cast Invoke next turn, and this is super scary. Hopefully we can block. Okay, they didn't have it. That's really good. Like, if we have the Hive, we maybe should have played it. But then we lose more treasure, so I'm not sure if it's worth it. Okay, this is also scary. Not gonna lie. Is this 1 mana? Like, Lolth won't die for a while. Invoke Justice makes everything come with a lot of counters, so I don't think we will be able to kill it. Or maybe if we exile 2 cards. Okay, it might be our game-winning play, so maybe let's keep it still. Enemy definitely wants to attack for this 1 token. So how do we do this? Definitely one of the spiders attacks. We won't make -3, so we might as well draw right now. That's an interesting one. Enemy doesn't have Invoke Justice, I think. So this might be the most important part. This animation. It has no sense for this card for me. I will never get over it. We have, what, 3 black cards, so we can deal 6 damage, that's actually quite a lot. And we make 1 attack. I'd love to pressure the enemy, but I want to kill his shaman. So if he wants to get this treasure, he needs to sacrifice it. And I do believe it's a worthy play. Yep. And that's your thing. We go like this. Let's go like this. It's not great play, but usually you won't get punished. And see, we just got a free block. That was my idea, that if he messes up, like, you give occasion enemy for the enemy to just mess up. And we just got a free spider thanks to this. Alright, definitely a round. We need so many rounds. Let's draw cards. That's okay, it's another round. It's another round, so we play the round. Man, do we have time to double exile? Like, it's scary. It really is. It may be. Like, next turn Invoke Justice hits, right? And in 2 turns we probably kill him. So maybe it's not as good as it seems. But I'm just so tempted to do it. I have to. I feel it inside. You need to attack. And it has to be one of the Velomachos. Like, we still can exile like 4 cards. So whatever happens, we can kill whatever comes. And honestly, that's pretty huge. Because that just won us the game. You person, you think you actually will be able to attack with this? Insane. Crazy. Deadly Dispute? Yeah, sure. It's not like the game will go on. And this 1 treasure, ladies and gentlemen, was all it took. And now the game is over, because that's perfect. 8 damage. We activate the Hive. We Smork with style. And that's a perfect lethal. After perfect defense, After, if we didn't do this double block and enemy wasn't allowed to make a mistake, we wouldn't kill him right now. That was actually a game-winning play. Alright, going first. Decent draw. I'm not sure how to start. Like, probably this, right? We prefer the 2-drop over the 1-drop. Even though theoretically we could draw into it, but it's just very dicey, and we have quite a lot of tap lands. So I think this is the safer choice, and this will ramp us into the future. Yep, and we would miss it indeed. So this way, if we hit a land, we can even cast the Binding. Yeah, we don't have Deadly Dispute, unfortunately. Deadly Dispute would be so awesome here. Eyetwitch is interesting, but I don't think that's the play. Wow, we are getting some alternative value from the enemy. Discard a card to mana, sacrifice, yeah. Okay, this one has haste. Not sure about this one. Like, we can remove something. I think it's too early to sacrifice treasures, especially if we get mana screwed, and it seems that we are. And this is not a permanent play. Yeah, that's a tap land, exactly as we discussed. We need treasure for the future turn. So it has to be this and Infernal Grasp. I'm not sure on what. Next turn it has to be Binding. So we need to lose... Yeah, but he can do it in response, do you realize even? Like, if we cast this... Oh no, but this is part of the effect, so it will die already. And that's interesting. If it was the cost, then he could cast it in response. Just to make sure that we are focused on the game. You know, every red player just doesn't want to play longer than like 3-minute game. So if you play any longer, he just cannot stand it. It's probably the best idea to just play slowly, and they will all scoop out of frustration that they cannot play their creatures. Totally not salty. Hashtag Sloth. Yeah. Alright, that's a big attack. And probably this is the best, right? Because we mitigate the most damage. This comes back into hand. Unfortunately we get smorked quite hard, but we need to take it. I'm not sure if we are playing against Boros. I think it might be actually mono red. Yep, this goes into hand. So this is not great if you want to build up early game. It's a very specific card. It's weird. I kind of like the idea behind it, but it's definitely not your typical 1-drop that you know, invest early game and want to get value every turn. So enemy seems... Okay, never mind. Like, Invoke Despair seems really good here, to be perfectly honest with you. It makes sure also that the next turn we can get something. Like, it won't get better than this, right? And the fact that we get some cards for the land drops and so on with March together, I think that's a really big value. Yeah, so either cast this 1 mana to damage or not, bro. Come on. Double March is really good. Like, we are ahead on mana right now. We still didn't hit the land drop, which is a bit sad. We do not attack. Even though we probably won't block with this. Cool. What a shocker. But we just don't want to die, right? Man, I really hope that we hit the land next turn. Like, with 3 cards, I really expected to have this untapped land. Like, so far enemy is smorking for 2 a turn, and that's not what he wants, really. Probably this is slowly the time when we need to start using marches. But it would be much better if we could like play the Eyetwitch, that be disputed, then hit the land, and so on, so on. Voltaic Visionary. Alright. 2 damage to you. Exile the top card, you may cast it only as a sorcery. When you play a card, transform. Alright, and it's bigger. Okay, makes some weird sense, I guess. I think we play it like this. We need to hit the land drop. Like, I don't care how. I don't care how. We need to hit something, finally. Let's get the science. That's basically our only issue. Thank you, Field of Ruin. That's pretty big. We want to kill it right now, right? It's unfortunate we do it for 1. Huh. I'm thinking about doing it for 3, just for the binding. Our big problem is HP, right? I guess 2 HP worth the binding. I'm not sure about this one, to be honest. Okay, let's go like this. I might be too greedy. I think there's high chance that the correct play was just to exile a lot of cards and just heal, because we don't seem to be losing on value, especially with Lolth, Meathook. So next turn it's probably Lolth into double healing. So we basically heal the Ronin damage. I think this is the moment we want to use it. Yeah, I like this play much better. So right now we got rid of all the pressure, and we still have mana for Lolth, which is perfect, and we still have the Innkeeper. And I think this is the tempo swing that we needed. We invested quite a lot of cards, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, if he's just spot removal right now, it's perfect for us. And now when we have Lolth, we heal so much HP, and we can start drawing cards. So we basically, the Innkeeper healed us for everything, and now we can start attacking. This is not something that will block. Yeah, I think this was the winning play. That was a really hard choice. Like, March really demands you to play very strangely sometimes, and it's very often a winning play if you can do it right. See, now he has like full card investment just to try to smork us, and he won't be able to really. Yeah, why not? I don't possibly see any reason why not. Let's go for the environmental science. We can go with Field of Ruin, and maybe this one. And let's go for black. Always black and snow, right? And now we still have the Hive. I really want to use the Meathook, and I think this is the good way to do it, because we have blood on the snow, so we don't need double sweeper. And this ensures that we are okay. With Infernal Grasp, I don't think we need to be scared about attacking. Whatever he plays, it will get the rabbit, right? So he probably plays a land, plays a 3-drop, equips the battery, and then we kill it. Yeah, sure. What an amazing deck, like, the creativity is off the charts. Like, play creatures that deal damage and play cards that deal damage and hope it's enough. And that's why the live gain is so important. Like, the Innkeeper healed us for so much together with Meathook. First, that's actually a pretty good draw. And Skeletal Swarming is a lot of value. And we still have the ramp, so we have very quick Skeletal Swarming, one of the fastest, against one of the most annoying decks. So we will see who wins. It will be close. The Innkeeper is pretty good, not gonna lie. Honestly, maybe we just deadly dispute the treasure. Like, Innkeeper can be so much HP for this matchup. Never mind, of course it dies. Enemy is not wasting single mana for the full game. Like, man, this is how you play. Yeah, it has counter already. So I guess the play is that we dispute into something. Maybe we should main phase it. Yeah, maybe that was better, because we can hit something like Eyetwitch, you know, stuff. Of course it will be Cavalier, right? Oh, nice, finally. Not a Cavalier. Sure, you get your damage, you played your creatures, and that's weird. Not sure what to think about this one. Outguess play with fire? Like, Cavalier works. Oh, that makes sense. So that's a very weird version, and the only issue he has is that he changed the deck, because I don't think this one is in the main deck. Exactly for this reason. So, that was exactly what we needed. And I think we go all in a bit. And Meathook for 3, so everything is dead, and we can clear the board, go into 18, and start from there. We have a lot of black mana, so if we cast Boseiju, we can Invoke Despair. So my hope is that we can go 1-for-1. Man, I really don't think this is in the main version, like I've never seen this, and we didn't see it just because of this. It's just horrible. Like, it's like a sideboard against other creature decks, but you risk being completely destroyed against like normal decks. Yeah, sure, I'll take it.